Okay, we're learning here Shara Torah, Shmiras, haLason, Shara Torah, Perek Vav, and Chofetz Chaim is spending some time here elaborating on the chiyuv of being machzik Torah. And I say learning, not that he spoke about earlier about learning Torah, but here about being machzik Torah. So we're at Shara Torah, Perek Vav, what's called Yud Nisan. So he says over here, well, the other side, someone who doesn't machzik Torah, gadol ha'oinish mishena machzik. Mevor Bazoya, Kodesh Pashas by Yishlach. Chofetz really had Zohar down pat. I mean, he quotes it the whole time. Man deloi baraisa, someone who's basic in Torah, but less man de samachay, and no one supports him. The tak of man de otam alayim kisei le'ipakova. And there's nobody who I guess like fills his pockets, supports him. Adar raisa kamash tachcha b'chol dor v'dor. Because of that, because of that, Araisa, Torah is forgotten. Mishtaka, Mishtaka, in every generation, because nobody is supporting it. Halash talk for the Araisa koyom every yom, and every day, the strength of the Torah is weakened. Begin the lesson the the laon baraisa, amad the samkim, because the ones who are learning Torah, the Isaac in Torah, they have nobody to support them. And the Malchus of the Goyim is strengthened every day. So he says, come see how much this Avera is causing to begin the less man pasmer being there's nobody supporting the Torah properly, even something a cholshin. Oh, it says over here in the Hebrew, there's worlds that are called Seimchim, and these Seimchim are weakened. And it causes, those who are not being machzik, those who are learning Torah cause, the attack for lahu, the less they should kayim v'raglan, the kayim. So this is referring to the Amachmem, the Nochash Akadmaini, the Nochash Bayodam and Rishon, right? They cause that those Kirchas Hatuma are strengthened. Those that don't have feet cause them to be able to stand, like the Nochash, right? And his feet were taken away from him. Which is again, like the same we have with Yaakov and Esav. When the Kol Torah is in the Esav, Esav is weakened, and vice versa. So we see here it's also on a very spiritual level. If the Torah is not being supported, then the other side gets koyah. Posach va'omar. It's continuing the Zohar. V'yem Hashem l'kim al hanochash. Hashem said to the Nochash, because you did this. You're cursed from all the animals. You're going to go on your stomach. It's the Zohar. What does that mean? The tabru samkin delay, because his legs were broken. He doesn't have anything to stand on. The Nachash can't stand anymore. Right? Cain Yisrael lo bo'an l'samcha lo d'oraisa. He says, so the Zohar says, so to Klal Yisrael, who don't want to support the Torah, even Yovin le somchim shokayim l'kayim l'sakavu. They're giving to this Nochash HaKadmoni, giving, so to speak, legs to stand on. Ad kan l'shayin Hazar HaKodesh. Okay, whatever that really means, I don't understand.
It's discussed a lot in like the Hasidic texts. The idea
Yeah,
of like the power being diverted.
right,
Yeah, but
right.
the question here is usually this is a lack of a lack of support. Usually does someone you do something someone not you someone does something wrong, and that transfers. But here you're just not doing something right, I
Okay,
guess.
but you see the parallel because you're not supporting Torah, so to speak, the Nachash is getting his support. His legs were taken away. If you're not supporting the Torah, then so to speak, you're giving
Meaning
that
there's no
paralysis.
neutrality. There's no neutrality. It's either or. Yeah.
Right. V'daoid, next state. Sheninta Basrama Kadeshim. Basrama Kadeshim speak about Sha'odam HaMachzik Lim De Torah. Back to the positive side. Person who's Machzik Lim De Torah. Api Shoya Amoritz Breilam Hazeh. Even though in this world he was an Amoritz. He supported Torah. Zoicha Shalos Yedei Gamu is a Torah. He'll merit, and in the next world, he'll know the Torah. Ube'emes Davo Poshet. Says the Chavetz Chaim, it's a given. Came Shesh Chelik Be'etzem Schar Torah Osai. Being that he has a chelik in the reward of that person's Yadua that Tanugim Agdoinim Began Eden Mishavim Me'ad Me'etzem Ruchnias HaTorah. And we know that the great pleasures in Gan Eden come from the ruchnis of the Torah, since he's saying it's like equation, since you have a chelik in the schar of Torah, the schar of Torah is tanugim, right? The great pleasures in the world, in the next world. So, but the only way you can have that is if you have the Torah. If you know the Torah, you can't just have the schar if you don't know the Torah, because the schar is coming from the Torah. So therefore, says Chavetz Chaim, the math you got to do. If A equals B, B equals C, say A equals C, and therefore it's a given what the Shrama Kadoshim write that not only do you get schar, but you know the Torah that you supported. It says Chavetz Chaim, if so a person should think, Torah. How important? How much? It's kedai. How kedai is it? So your benefit, because in this world, if you would say to someone who's not a ben Torah, parentheses, or a filu who lamdan, or even if he is a ben Torah, he's a lamdan, only loy merata. But that mesechta that his friend, who's a Talmud Chacham, the poor person, who loy merata, and he didn't learn that yet. How much he used to write to litain? So if you would say to such a person, how much are you willing to pay? Which Terbaki Balpebe Mesechtas Plainis of Plainis. So you should know those Mesechtas by heart. How much you willing to pay? There'll be a button you can push, you know it. How much you willing to pay? Or be a day, or or how much you willing to pay to know this part of Shulchan Aruch, that part of Shulchan Aruch. Provided information, he says it's a given. Why would you respond? That's I'll give whatever I can. What an opportunity. I feel bad parak echad even for one parak. Chosh can't have one mesech to shleiman, certainly for one mesech. Does that feel by the mazeh? And that's even this word she'enono makim was good to kedusha Torah good alerka. That as much as we know, we don't really appreciate the greatness of Torah. Right? We don't appreciate the greatness of Torah, and yet any normal person would say, "I'll give whatever I can to know it." Certainly in the next word, she'im. Yira kolecha ba'ayin is great kedusha satira. In Olam Haba, everybody will see the tremendous. You'll see in Olam Haba, you see the great kedusha of the Torah. V'yasikas rumerka, and you'll understand the tremendous value of Torah. Ukiyadua v'chayadua mima disa b'zar kodesh, as we know from the Zohar, damandi yoris maseftas chada, someone who acquires one masefta. Yoris Omachada, he gets one world. How happy will he be then when he gets to the next world and he'll find that he has this Chayil he has that Chayil because he supported it. So, oh, my brother would say, you didn't even work for it in this world, but you supported it. You made it possible for that Talmid Chacham to learn. Just for that little bit that you put aside from your work while you were alive. So if a person keeps on thinking about that while he's alive, this concept, what's he going to do? He's going to run. What an opportunity. When you're in business, you look for something that you could buy cheap and then be able to sell high, right? That's how you make money. So if you, in this world, you realize that by just supporting Torah, you'll have the Torah. What an investment. You'll do your best to invest in this as much as you can. You run after the Talmidei Chachamim more than you would run after some partner to do a business deal, because you realize that here, this is the ultimate investment. You can't do better than this investment. Okay. Go up to Perek Zayin, Mitzvah Hashem, tomorrow.